guys. We're live now, and we are going to try to do our rebroadcast from last night because we tried to talk about energy, and the energies was too much for them. So we're gonna try to just give it another quick go. If we don't get if we don't get the kind of coverage that we need to outside today, then we'll because this is an important topic, so we're still gonna do whatever we can to get this message out. So you guys are seeing me live from the porch. It is daytime, soul in the day, soul on the porch. Um, I really wanted to try to get this message out, um, and just try to make sure this word gets out there. Last night, what happened was my uncle tried to call twice while I was broadcasting, and it seems like after the second time that he called, the audio got kicked out. Now, I meant to put my phone on Do Not Disturb before I went to broadcast this morning, but I jumped on and I completely forgot to hit no disturb, and I'll probably just do that from now on. Um, but outside of that, I'm definitely going to try to get down to it and see if we can get this lesson out real quick because it is so, so important. Okay. So, what we're going to do, of course, is we're going to start with our Shema. We're going to say Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Ishem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam Vayed. That is Hero Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Amen. And so we're going to um let me give y'all a shot of the view because I've been wanting to broadcast during the day so y'all could see my view from the front porch. Hopefully y'all can see it really good. That water is so blue right now, y'all. Oh my gosh. I totally, totally, totally love it. So let me not get too far away. Let me not get too far away from the modem so we don't have any mishaps. Okay, so we're gonna get straight down to business. So unfortunately, you lose a lot of the spontaneity and stuff like that when you have to rebroadcast and maybe things that you said last night, you can't, you forget them or whatever. And hopefully the wind is not kicking up so bad here today. But you guys, this energy situation is something that's so important because a lot of times you end up at the end of the day wondering why you are so drained and you have no idea why, and you start to, I'm trying to get this positioning, you start to say to yourself, like, the dang, I didn't work out today. Why am I so tired? So today we're going to talk about energy exchange, energy vampires, just a quick little graphic to just try to show an example of what it is that happens and how you're left vulnerable by energy vampires. And I know a lot of people talk about this stuff, and just gonna put my spin on it, on how I think and how I believe, and how I believe that y'all created us to operate. So when I was going to school to get my counseling degree, the professor, you know, he basically kind of brought this concept for to where you could really understand it, because now as a counselor, as a therapist, if you take on everybody's stuff that comes and sits in front of you, you're going to have problems. Okay. And actually, counselors and therapists, they're among one of the highest suicide rates, as well as ministers and pastors. Okay. Very, very susceptible to suicide. So that's why I'm saying this topic is so important. Okay. And so he introduced the concept of sacred spaces. And this is what I wanted to talk about. What you want to do is you want to try to learn how to create a little bubble, a little sacred space that's outside of yourself. And between you and another person that you're interacting with. And what is that space for? That space is to hold the stuff so that it doesn't cling on to you, right? So you can be present for the person, you can be there for the person, you can listen to the person, you can support the person, and you hold it in the sacred space where you're able to hear them, you're able to empathize with them, and you're able to give them feedback and interact with them, but you are not drained by the process. Okay. Now, there are some people that you just can't have sacred space with because they're not equipped. They are energy vampires. And if you find that you can't deal with it, then it's your responsibility to protect yourself, protect your energy, and not be around that person. You can, you could try to remedy the situation, but then maybe just can't be around them. And so another interesting aspect that he introduced is, this barometer. And shout out to my professor David Lawson, Palm Beach Atlantic University, the master's degree mental health program there. It's awesome. You have professors like Lawson, you have Dr. Andrea Diamond. They are probably the best mental health therapy program in Orlando. So I definitely shout them out on that. Um, and so you have this self check that you really need to try to do, after interactions, and kind of check yourself and see how you feel after you're done interacting with people. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it, especially since this is a rebroadcast. We just want to get down to the business and make it happen. Dang, see some threads pulled out on my scarf. Anyway, so this is what we're going to talk about. So if you look at the graph, and this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to learn how to chase the energy vampires away. Okay. So we exist in like we're a closed system within an open system. Um, we have uh, our spirit, our soul. These are things that the Lord placed in us. These are things that, He will take care of unless you sell out, unless you sell it away. Those things are sealed. Your fate is sealed, your destiny is sealed. All that is sealed up within the Lord, again, unless you sign it away in blood to some other entity. Okay. Um, but then you kind of also have an open system. Okay. So we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? So we breathe in the oxygen, which is life for us, and we breathe out the carbon dioxide, which is essentially poison to us. Okay. So all the while you're talking, all the while you're breathing, you're letting off CO2, right? What needs CO2? Okay. All the plants, all the trees, the flowers, they all need CO2. So when we breathe out they give us oxygen, we breathe in oxygen, and then we breathe out CO2, and we give it to them, and it's life for them. Well, they're the only ones that it's life for. Okay, nobody else needs your CO2 breathing all over them if it's not going to be about a fair energy exchange. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs the negativity. Nobody needs it. So what we have to start doing is protecting ourselves, because only the trees and the plants and the grass, they're the only ones that need the CO2. Okay? Us humans, we need the love, we need the interaction, but we don't need the CO2 if it's not going to be something behind it. If it's not going to if you're not working as an agent of change and harmony, if you're going to work as an agent of chaos, nobody needs your poison. Nobody needs your poison. Nobody needs it speaking over them. Nobody needs you pretending to be down and then not being down and then running that CO2, just putting it out in the atmosphere. You ain't around no trees, no grass, no flowers, but you running it. Nobody needs it. And it's draining to other people. So we take in life force, we take in oxygen, we breathe out essentially poison, waste matter that we don't need, that's life to the plants. And so therefore you see that we're always exchanging energy, always exchanging energy. So then when you, let's look at the second graphic, when you get around other people, you are exchanging that same energy back and forth, back and forth. You see? So now how do you assess? How do you assess? You keep needing to be around this person, you keep feeling drained every time they're around. You got this person at work that every time when you see is them on a schedule, you just like, dang, you know, you simply checking this person's schedule for the week just to see how little you got to work with them because you just don't need to be drained by them, you know? So there's a lot of energy that we input just for the sake of other people because we don't want to be around them. We don't want to continue to be brought down by their negative energy. Okay. So start assessing yourself. How do you feel after an exchange? And this can be anybody. And then if you learn to assess this and you put it into play, you start setting up those boundaries and you start having a lot less days of chaos and of being upset because you didn't let somebody come and rob you of your physical energy. Okay, because we're going to need that energy. We need that energy for the time that's coming. You can't just be out here giving it away anymore to people that don't deserve it, don't know what to do with it, refuse to listen to you as you try to set up boundaries. This is one of the most single important things you can do for yourself is to get these boundaries set up, okay? So a little self-assessment. So what you do after you leave, after you have an interaction with these people, there's generally three ways. Like when my professor broke it down, he gave it like if you feel your energy level drop, he broke it down to like a scale of 10. But for the purposes of this lesson, I just grouped it into three. Okay. So how do you feel, self-assessment? How do you feel after an exchange with particular people or a particular person or a group of people? So you got group A. They're like, I feel energized. That person or those people, they always make me feel better. They always make me feel better. Every time I come away from them, they always uplift me. They always energize me. Okay. So that person is not an energy vampire. That person actually has an overflowing well of positive energy that they're able to share with you and give it away without you giving them anything back. And they still leave from you, even though they imparted energy to you, they still leave feeling still full of energy themselves. Okay. And they're here, they're willing to give it away and they leave you feeling energized, right? So then you have group B. How do you feel after interaction? You say, I feel the same level. You see the scales there. I feel level. I feel cool. It was an even or balanced exchange. So I don't feel any less energized from being around them, and I don't feel any more energized from being around them. I feel like what I put out to the conversation or the exchange, I got back. And so that's okay. That is not energy vampirism right there. That's two people or groups of people interacting and giving as much as they're getting. And so the people from group A that's always giving, 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 they need to try to incorporate some people from group B into their life so that they can start receiving and having a more balanced personal interaction, interpersonal relationships with people, and not just always be giving, giving, giving of energy, and then you're not getting anything back. Okay. So, group C, how do you feel after this interaction? I feel completely drained. Every time I walk away from that person or those group of people, I want to take a nap or a drink. Okay. So there are people that after you walk away from them, you feel like I need to sleep, like Rip Van Winkle style, because they drained me. Like you shouldn't feel more drained from talking to a person than you feel from working your shift at work. If that's the case, there is something wrong. Okay? Something seriously wrong. All right? So we're going to just look at some scriptures just real quick. So Colossians 1:29 says, "For this I told, struggling with all his energy that he powerfully works within me." Okay, so you see right there that we are imbued with energy from the Most High. Not only are we imbued with energy from the Most High, but he powerfully works that energy within us. So you have energy that you are responsible for, that you are responsible to take care of. It's your responsibility to take care of your energy, because that energy is really, you could be using that energy for the Lord's work, basically. Okay, so we have a responsibility to utilize the energy in a proper way. Because if you don't guard it, then guess what? Guess what's coming next? John 10:10. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. So if you don't put up proper fences, if you don't protect your energy, you're leaving yourself open to the thief that's coming to kill, steal, and destroy. Okay, so you have to be a responsible steward of your energy, just like you need to be a responsible steward of everything else, so that you don't let the enemy just come in and just trample down your energy. Okay, but should you have trouble with this, and just especially like if you're now learning about this concept, you know, God doesn't just leave you hanging out there. Of course not, because you have Jeremiah 31:25, because he says, "For I will satisfy the weary soul, and I will replenish them." Okay, so you can go to the spring of water that never runs dry. You can go to the wellspring of life as a child of God and ask for replenishment, okay, of your soul. Ask for that energy to be replaced. You get that energy replaced by prayer and thanksgiving, and by doing good works, and by calling upon the name of the Lord and asking him to replenish your soul. You can do that. But those, that's training wheels, that's milk. So what the Lord, this is a progressive relationship. Your relationship should be progressive. Okay, so your babysitter only going to take care of you like until you reach a certain age, right? So just that way, when you become an adult and really get grounded and rooted in Christ, it comes with responsibility. It comes with responsibility to really step up your own self, step up your own character, step up your own life, and put your boundaries in place and be responsible for your well-being, and say, nope, nope, chase vampire, chase vampire. Don't let them around you. You can do that. You can take control. I don't want to be sitting up here quoting Oprah, because I believe that she is the queen of the boule. But I'm just saying that back in the day, I must have been about 17, 18, 19 when she, you know, basically shocked every woman in the world when she introduced the concept of saying no. It's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to say yes to every interaction. You can say no. I choose not to partake in that because I choose to protect my energy. Okay, we are a closed system, but we're open system, perfectly made system. But we interact with each other, and not everyone is responsible with their energy. So they would rather use their energy to bring negativity and destroy. But once you understand that basically we are balls of energy that are being held together in a static form by the word of Yah, is holding all of this together. If Yah says so today, all of us would just disband into particles of energy. We would literally just vibrate out and just separate into particles, okay? It's his word that's holding it together. And so that's his energy that's holding you together. But it's your responsibility to take care of it. Okay? And that's not to say be rude. That's not to say, oh, you just be rude and snap off on people. But if somebody really just steps over the line for the final time, just say to them in righteousness and judgment, in righteous judgment, like, yo, I can't let you drain my energy anymore. If it's a boss, if it's a job, if you can't get away from the job, then just try to do your self-care. Try to have your little positive affirmations and try to check every interaction after you have it and say, this is how I can adjust and strategize. The Lord allows you to strategize. We're strategists in Him. Strategize your life. Get these energy vampires away from you. We don't have time. You need this energy for what is coming. Save yourself under Yah. Yeshua saved you. But as it relates to this kind of stuff, you got to save yourself. Come on now. He gave you a brain. He gave you the eye to see. See it. Understand it. Open closed system. Be careful of your energy exchange. So we're not going to attempt everything too much. It seems as if the broadcast went through just fine. I believe the audio was going just fine. And so we just crossed over 21 minutes, and this is not bad for a rebroadcast. I definitely want to give a big shout out. Shout out to Queen G. She was on last night. I hope you can catch this on lunch. Shout out to Delroy. He was watching last night. Shout out to Delroy in Jamaica. I hope you can catch the rebroadcast. I just wanted to really re-upload this live as promised because it is an important topic. Now, where do I stand as far as a lot of the natural things that people do? I think, like, people, I come under fire. I think because I observe Rosh Kadesh as a Hebrew, I choose to follow what the scripture says about observing the feast of Rosh Kadesh, of blowing the trumpet at the new moon. Mystically, in terms of this natural world, that's the only thing that I can point to, that I can say, okay, I know that this is in the scriptures. Burning sage and doing all of that, and that I don't see that in the scriptures. But I know that once you begin to observe Rosh Kadesh and blow the trumpet at the new moon, I know that, and once you start observing the Moedim, I know that you then step over into the mystical. I know that God meets you then. That's what I know. Okay? I know that Yeshua is the key that lets you in that door. But that Moedim, those appointed times, you are not talking about Yeshua with the appointed times. You are talking about Yah, the Father, who said He will meet you on those times. What do you think going to start happening if you observe those times? It's a natural mystic. It's a natural mystic. It happens with a clean heart, clean hands, pure heart. It happens. I ain't apologizing for being able to tap in. I tapped in. And now I'm in group A. If I exchange with a person, they leave feeling better. I don't usually get that drained, but that's why, because I have people in group B. I have the people that I can count, maybe 2 or 3 that I call, that are in group B, and they're in group A. They leave me feeling super energized. So you got to mix it up. You got to have an eclectic group. But who doesn't need to be in there? The people from group C. Those 2/3, they got to find their self somewhere else. We don't got time for it anymore. Okay? So with that, we're coming up on 24 minutes. I just want to say I'm grateful and thankful to Yah for allowing the rebroadcast to happen. I say bless you guys in the name of the Lord. I say peace. I say Yah over everything, over all the energy vampires, over all the workers of iniquity. over all the demons, all the oppression, all the depression. Yah over everything. Okay? And remember, Yah over your ego, because egos might trip, but humble never stumbles. So with that, I'm gonna leave the broadcast from out here on the porch, and then I'm gonna run back inside and end it there. So with that, y'all know the soul maiden is out, right? Bless up yourselves on this good Wednesday. Bless the name of the Lord. And I will see you guys on the Sabbath where we're gonna run, I believe we're running Psalm 11, okay, in the Salty Psalm series. And then next Tuesday, we're gonna jump back into the No Heathen is Above You, and we come in hard with Rahab. Okay, so bless up yourself, big up yourself. May the Lord richly bless you. Soul on the porch, signing off.